I thought I might be muted. I couldn't get to that while I had it. I was getting ready to start the stream, so I figured I might as well go ahead and start it. I see now it looks like, I don't know. Yeah, there we go. So I think Sam didn't have audio when I said hello earlier. Can you hear me, Sam?
Yes, I can.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Um, so we have some options here. If there's something specific you want to talk about, these two are locked, but we've got steering committee, fundraising, CCMA, CC Hall of Fame, elections, and then we've got these additional topics. We're not going to talk about the purple one until Stoffel shows up. Is there anything that you would be interested to
What
talk
did
about?
you want to talk about NetLabel Day 2025? Uh,
Um, you do want to talk about that, or you just
I don't know. I just am curious.
well?
As
So earlier we were talking about. Do I still have it up here? I may have gotten rid of that one. Let's see. Net label week. So we talked about this. I don't think we broke it off because um, I'm not sure why we didn't break it off, but I kind of just got tired of breaking them off, I guess. Um, Maybe it was the articles of incorporations and bylaws where we just got kind of stuck and decided to maybe just I don't remember where it was, but anyway, at some point we started talking about Net Label Week, and what we were talking about was maybe doing a conference on the 12th, and so Omar will start the stream on the 13th. For the 13th for us, and then it'll go into the 15th for us. So basically, like, there's some work to do there, like figuring out a talk submission deadline. We got to like figure out who's going to give the talks. We should probably figure out like how long we want it to be, and like I guess like questions. How long each session? How long total event? I mean, I guess single day. I mean, I said July 12th, but if the stream is, um, the 51 hours that represent the 14th in various time zones, then, that leaves open doing some stuff after that. So we could have some talks on Friday night, some on Saturday, and then, then next weekend have them on Friday, Saturday, Sunday as well, like 2 or 3 talks a day potentially. So there's some stuff to figure out in that regard. So I guess if we were to move into that, then it would just be like figuring out those details.
Okie dokie.
So welcome, Stovall. Can you hear me? Oh, you're muted. Oh, somebody's got some either they're playing a beat or they've got some feedback. It's almost danceable. um so what we were just talking about. Hey, uh what Sam and I were just talking about is whether or not we wanted to have the steering committee discussion, or since he was here, if there was a different discussion that he would prefer to have. The two in red are locked, but otherwise I feel like we can kind of move some stuff around. Nobody said specifically they want to be there for that. So um
Okay.
There you go.
Now you can hear me?
Welcome.
Yes.
Hi.
We were just discussing, since we had some, some folks here. It's been people kind of coming and going, which is kind of what I expected to happen. So, these two that are in red are the only two that I've got like very specific people that I want there for those. So if we want to talk about something else other than the steering committee, then we can move some things around. I don't know if you wanted to talk about this RSS namespace. I don't know if you want to.
No, it's not so important.
Okay.
It's just an idea, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you are aware of this FairCamp thingy. It's a static website generator that a lot of musicians from the Fediverse are using, and there is this guy Simon Rapp from Austria, and he is putting very much effort into this FairCamp thing.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk with him what he thinks about this idea of the audio text for an RSS feed, because I feel like he has some kind of expertise maybe on this topic.
Yeah.
So it's not that important. So
yeah, I'm not super familiar, but you can see here that it's something that I noted, as a potential like talk idea for our Net Label Week events. Events. So yeah. Oh, we got our beat back. I don't know who, if the beat is coming from Hair or from Stoffel.
I can hear it, but I'm not quite sure if it's me.
Yeah, it's not. It's Hatter.
Because if one.
Yeah, no, he unmuted as soon as he unmuted that it happened. So, yeah, so streaming might be one that we want to do here after fundraising. So we could potentially talk about fundraising, or we could just see how far we get with the steering committee stuff. It's up to you guys.
Not sure I know what a steering committee is in the first place.
So a steering committee is like the group of individuals that steer the organization. So they're the people that are at the helm and say, this is the direction we're going to go. So I mean, there's a, like, depending on how much we formalize the board and stuff, and that'll depend on like, different regulations in different jurisdictions as far as like where we're filing and stuff like that. Some of that stuff will be like spelled out, like we'll have to have like a treasurer and stuff like that. But we could also like, have like some informal discussions around that. I mean, I guess the idea for having a talk about the steering committee is like, I've thought of a few different ways to like break things up into like different chunks, so we're not all sort of like doing the same thing. And like William has done some of the website stuff, but I don't know that he's necessarily like the site admin. I mean, we're going to talk about website later, so that's not a specific discussion we need to get into now. But it'd be nice to have some folks that are doing specific things so that we know that those things are taken care of. And so the steering committee, I guess, would be the thing that they're doing is sort of like, making the big decisions. And then like the group is, we have to think about like things like quorum, like, is the steering committee going to be elected? Like, I mean, we can always just pick some people to start with, but then like long term, what like voting power do we want, like a small group to have versus a large group. I mean, I guess the thing is that like if you're making like a decision about the org, and then you just say it's whoever shows up, then like let's say we're making a decision about like what technology to use, and then that day, like 20 people from Funkwell show up, and they all vote for Funkwell. Well, it doesn't like make a lot of sense from the organizational standpoint for the people that just show up to be the ones that vote on things. So we should figure out how we want to address decision making.
Okie dokie.
Just speak up, Stoffel.
Oh,
Okay, yes, I didn't know how we moderate this thing. Okay. With the steering community, quite frankly, if we see how much people are showing up right now, I don't know if there were more people before I joined you, but I guess at the moment it's very few people who are interested really doing something with Friends of CC Music. So, and I've been talking to some people in Germany and via the Fediverse to some people in Europe. And I think we are not ready in Europe to have a global organization where everybody is under one umbrella. So my proposal would be that you guys who seem to know each other very well for a long time,
No.
just make the decisions and do something. And then we can go from there and adjust to whatever happens.
Seconded.
Yeah, that may sound, Herr Irtum here from Germany, that may sound a little bit like we don't want to be responsible for anything. But if I understand Stoffel right, this is about having someone with experience making some very important basic base points, so to say, and we can chime in from Germany, from Europe, and follow then this way. And that just because we have right now so few people in here, so we can't speak for Europe, So
yeah.
that's the point.
And my personal situation is my daughter is very sick, so I don't really have the time to be as much in it as I want to be. But I'm happy to help where I can help, and I maybe can translate things on the website into German or whatever, yeah. But if we see how this website came to life, yeah, it was a long time. It was just this weird design that Dark set up, and then I guess William came up with some WordPress theme, and now it's going to be filled with content. And I think this is the way to go. Just do things and let them develop. And we can have a month. We can have a discussion for 3 months about if WordPress is the right content management system. But I don't care as long as things are getting done. So I would say just start. Let us just start doing things, and then see where we are going with it. Now we have a website. So yeah.
So I hear what you guys are saying. The concern is the same concern that I expressed earlier about the charts. You guys weren't here for that. So the problem with a lot of the charts that I think we should bring back CC hits in some fashion for is they become self-fulfilling prophecies. So I don't know if you guys have looked at the way these charts work at all, but like on the Free Music Archive, what happens is people start at number 1 and then they play down. So the things that are at the top stay at the top. So my concern is that if we just have a bunch of guys in the US making these decisions, then all the decisions are going to be pro-US decisions.
Just one idea. If you look at the Poet charts, Poet is a demo scene portal, and they are not static like that. Like you, if you once have number one, it will stay number one forever because everyone knows the number one and votes for it. And what Poet.net is doing, they reset after 30 days. So they reset the votes after 30 days, and then you get always new, fresh entries in the charts. And that may be, just as an idea, a way to go, to have it fresh and not getting stale with the time.
That is an easy solution. Not necessarily a bad one. It's easy. I like the way that CZ Hits does it, because their voting situation is like, it's an algorithm that, like, basically the more votes you get, the less your vote is worth. So if you have 5,000 votes, then the next vote is worth some fraction of a vote. And so that way so it's basically a decay mechanism. So that way things decay gracefully rather than having a hard cutoff. But that said, this might be, I mean, this is all on GitHub, so I don't think it will be hard to reproduce, but maybe just getting started, the hard cut would make some sense. So, I mean, I guess one thing that we could do, instead of like having like a steering committee that like is making all of the decisions, and this kind of, I mean, a lot of these topics are connected. If we had like a day, you know, like today, I mean, maybe this is just what we need to do, you know, once a year. And we invite everybody, and we beg people, please come and help us make decisions. And then, you know, like, if you know, and then like we can have the meetings whenever the other times. I mean, maybe that's what we have to do at this point, but I think we should figure out some mechanism for, you know, making sure that there's a additional, you know, diversity of thought in the process. So do we think that makes sense to just, I mean, maybe it's not 12 hours, maybe it's 6 hours, maybe it's like, you know, like 3 in the morning, 3 in the evening, you know, next January. The 12 hours, I'm not sure I want to do that again. It's already a long day, and it's only been 7. So no, it's not even been 7 for, well, it's been 7 since I got up, but you know, so
yeah, I think that's good.
Okay.
I mean, and just what we do, I think everything needs to be just, you know, loosely held to. That's what, you know, when I tried to do the website stuff, I really was like, I'm doing what I'm doing, but I don't want to say anything that I'm doing here is unchangeable. And
I get what you're saying, but you know, if we're picking a venue for a show, you know, like you know, like
some other stuff is going to be
so like the dueling, you know, like Rhino's, like the shows that he's talking about putting on. I mean, he was quoting like $5,000. I mean, we don't have the money for $5,000, but let's say we did.
Right.
You know, like that's still a lot of money to make decisions about. So I think we need a time to, like, you know, do that. But I think okay, so
from my experience with the place where I have my rehearsal room, my studio, it's artist society, and we have to make decisions. So the small decisions, like, I don't know, what exhibitions do we have next year, are made by a committee who is responsible for the exhibitions. But the big decisions like do we want to buy our house if ever possible, and where is the global direction of our society? Then we have a meeting with all the members, and before that meeting we have an invitation, and on the invitation there are different topics and different questions, and to every question there are different proposals, like, okay, we want to have a website. Are there any preferences for a special content management system? We prefer WordPress. What do you think? And then maybe 2 or 3 members say, no, WordPress is bad. Let's use whatever. And it's all well prepared before the meeting. It's not just like, let's talk about the website and then we see whatever topic comes up. It's prepared so that you really dig into the decision process. And I think if this would be a good process for the friends of CC Music, that I think it's a lot of this is kind of an impromptu, where we come up with ideas and make the decision just out of the moment. But if we more use the Etherpad, where we all give our ideas into it and write our ideas, and then we say, okay, on this and this day we have to make this decision. Show up, whoever shows up or is kind of eligible to vote, I don't know, and then we go on from there. But by now, I would say just do something and see what happens, and see who is showing up, and if we get some kind of momentum.
That makes some sense.
We are Germans. We try to organize things, but to have a little bit of structure, as Stoffel did propose, makes much sense for me. Maybe because I'm a German, I don't know. But it really helps to get things bundled so you can focus on specific topics. And you could say, let's make a meeting just about this specific topic, but try to prepare a little bit, have the questions ready in the Etherpad, and collect ideas, and then discuss those ideas. So you have the chance to focus on things. Makes much sense to me.
Yeah. All right. What we decided earlier is that we're going to break at 10 till. I'm not sure that breaking them up into, I guess if we can pick something real quick that we want to move on to, let's pick one of these additional topics. We've got
okay, but what about the steering committee? Did we make a decision on it? No, or not?
Yeah. So next January, we'll have what I'm calling an all thing. I don't know if you guys are familiar with an all thing, but it's the Supreme Parliament. So that's when we'll all get together and have our big assembly. Okay. I think January probably makes sense, and then we can. We've already got, NetLabel Week in July. So, we'll begin planning for that. And then, then after that, we'll have some months to get things ready for sort of what the next big decisions need to be. So I think that's kind of where we're at with that at this point. I don't know if if anybody else has anything to say, but I think I don't really have anything else to say about that at the moment.
It's a lot to digest.
Okay, so one thing about this, the charts, I have another proposal which is maybe also a topic for the website. But I don't know if so. Should I just say it now, or is there another topic that you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, I can cut it into a new video if we think we've got a topic that we have a lot to say about, like, so people don't have to dig through like the steering committee talk. If we want to, we could talk about charts. It's not on the list, but if we want to spend 25 minutes talking about charts, then that's fine with me. We think we have enough to talk about with charts.
Yeah, what was the website you had brought up before about self-hosting bands? What was the thing? Try to remember that one. FairCamp?
Yeah, FairCamp is one of the ones that I had on the.
Yeah. So that kind of stuff might be another topic.
Is just
right. So that kind of stuff might be another topic to talk about too. I don't know if we would do that now or if we have another window somewhere down the line.
Well, we have the website, so like if we want to host things, I think that might go in there. I think that could be a really.
Let's talk about
topic.
charts. I would say break it and let's talk about charts.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna cut the stream.